Hello guys, it's me Bryson, and today I'm going to be watching Cuphead Scary Yeah, I'm going to be watching Cuphead Scary Audio on YouTube.
Cuphead is a crazy shoot 'em up.
So yeah, let's get started.
Cuphead is a crazy shoot 'em up platformer with a bizarre 1930s animation art style and some pretty creepy imagery. Many of the boss characters, cutscenes, and locations look cutesy and harmless at first glance, but at closer inspection feature some pretty horrifying sights and sounds. For example, the opening song to the game explains how Cuphead and his...
What?
But while Cuphead certainly contains its fair share of creepiness across the span of its brief playtime, it would still be a push to call it a horror game by any stretch of the imagination. That is, until we dig a little deeper and explore some genuinely terrifying hidden audio found within the game's files. Cuphead's developer, Studio MDHR, wanted to spook its players. Well, some of them. Let me explain. You see, not all gamers playing Cuphead did so legally. Whereas most of us purchased the game via Xbox Live or the Steam store, there are some PC players who decided to instead obtain the game illegally by torrenting it. Torrenting is the process of downloading a game's files online, then cracking them in order to access the data without having to pay to play. This happens mostly on PC, and knowing their game would inevitably be distributed illegally, the developers hid a nasty surprise in the torrented version of Cuphead. For these players, when booting up the pirated version of Cuphead, instead of being greeted with the song we played earlier in this video, they would instead hear this nightmarish tune.
Again. Oh, I never did, but my friend said don't ever do it.
And skipping ahead a little further, it only gets worse.
Yeah. Help. What the... I'm gonna back away.
That's one way to stick it to the people pirating your games, whether it made them feel a sense of guilt or maybe just freaked them out a little bit. This scary audio has been dubbed by fans, you paid the price.
Yeah, because
as well as the music, a disturbing image can also be found within the illegal version of Cuphead. It is shown as a spectrograph hidden in the audio and has the file name 666. This is what it looks like. Even when playing the regular store-bought version of Cuphead, the creators still managed to sneak in some musical scares. At the end of the game, Cuphead and Mugman come face to face with the devil himself for the final battle.
Yeah.
The devil offers the duo a set of terms, which the player can choose to accept or decline. Accepting the devil's conditions and handing him the contracts collected throughout the game results in the game's bad ending. We see demonic, twisted versions of Cuphead and Mugman dancing in the flaming pits of hell, while the devil laughs behind them. Bizarre, distorted audio plays out that sounds like it has been composed by a madman.
I'm gonna back away like 1,000 feet from my phone.
Next, we hear this depressing downbeat track play out over the end credit.
I'm sorry guys, but look, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of the day. Back away 1,000 feet and run. This sounds like it should be in.
And
definitely.
finally, when we return to the title screen, the audio has flipped and the main menu song is now played in reverse.
For now, we're watching memes on this channel.
This barrage of weird imagery and unnerving, demented audio is sure to give you the creeps and make those of you watching who picked the good ending happy you did so. While Cuphead wasn't intended to be a horror game, the music in this video certainly proves its developer had a dark side. And that's it for today's video. Please.
Yeah, so that's it for today. I mean, we could do a little more. Okay, guys, we're doing one more.
Hey, how's it going? It's going great.
Going back to this video.
If we fail, there is no backup plan. We are Overwatch, and we get things done.
Mile 22.
Cuphead is a crazy shoot-'em-up platformer with a bizarre...
Okay.
Video games are full of secrets,
My
and it always seems rewarding when we discover a little something a developer has hidden away as a surprise for its fans. However, not all surprises are welcome. In this video, we take a look at a selection of secret...
Okay, let's put something else, like the odd ones out.
Hello everybody, friends. Hello friends. I've got a special surprise for you all today. It's James.
Hey, how's it going? Heyo.
Most of you should know him from The Odd Ones Out.
Yee.
And if you don't, you better get on that because he's like the funniest channel.
Thanks.
It's a fact. We became friends a little while ago, and I thought it was about time to have you on the video.
Thank you.
So coincidentally, we both live in the oven that is Arizona, and we wanted to share our thoughts and opinions on it. Like, don't get us wrong, we love it here.
Well, I mean, love is a pretty strong word.
We don't completely despise Arizona. But there's just some things about it that are just like, eh. So we're gonna talk about them, and yeah.
There's no trees here.
So everyone has that one particularly hilarious wrong number story, and it's usually in the form of a text message. Apparently, some people consider it a good idea to text embarrassing information to a new number they just got from someone. I mean, wouldn't want to confirm you're actually talking to your friend Shannon when in fact you're telling a complete stranger all about your hemorrhoid problems. But my hilarious wrong number story came from a full-blown conversation with someone on the other line who was irrational, to say the very best of it. One evening, I was lying on my bed, probably drawing, when I got a phone call from a number I didn't recognize. It was my area code, so I figured, why not? This might be someone I know. I answered and said, hello? A younger-sounding woman answered back. Hello, who is this? Rebecca? So, do you know my husband, Chris Miller? I didn't recognize the name of the guy, so I said, I'm sorry, who? Oh, you know full well who. What? My husband has been texting and calling this number for months. I checked his phone. I want to know who you are and why you've been talking to my husband. Ah, here we go. Found the root of the problem. And I said what every single one of us says in this circumstance. I'm sorry, you have the wrong number. Oh no, I do not have the wrong number. I'm not buying that. You're going to tell me right now who you are and how you know my husband. I guess any other normal person would have hung up on her, but I'm not normal. If anything, I was curious to see where this conversation was going to go. Ma'am, I don't know anyone by your husband's name. You clearly have the wrong number. You're just saying that because you don't want to admit you're seeing my husband. Trust me, honey, I don't see any men, period, let alone someone else's husband. I don't believe you. You don't, huh? No. Could tell I'm a floozy over the phone, could you? Yes. I'm hanging up now. No, you're not. Maybe you should check the number you dialed again. It could be an honest mistake, you know. The only one who needs to be honest is you. Hello? Still here. Make this easy and just tell me how long you've been his mistress. My, how things have escalated between me and your husband. Chris, you said his name was?
You know exactly what his name is. You've been hooking up with him.
Oh, I see.
Who did you say you were again?
Velma Dinkley.
Well, Velma, you can just go.
Listen, this has been cute and everything, but honest to God, you have the wrong number. I don't know your husband. I've never called him before. I'm trying to politely tell you that you've made a mistake. A very common one, in fact. Happens to the best of us. So why don't you hang up, check the number, and...
The only number I need to check is how many times I'm gonna kick your...
Good luck, Chris. You're screwed no matter what you say.
Yeah, so...
Get a taste of the Atlantic with Lay's Taste of America. Learn more at lays.com.
One more, guys. Hold on. Wait, what? 3 6. There's no way. There's no way.